Hi, welcome to Baseball Weekly. My name's Tyler.
I'm Taylor.
We're here at the Sallie baseball tournament here. Just got done with a pretty wet week of baseball, I guess.
Yeah, a lot of rain came. Still managed to get some ball in though throughout amateur, Legion, and VF. I believe Legion actually stole 2 away from Alexandria.
Yep, Alexander's probably the favorite coming into the year. They got a lefty that chucks for him that's getting pretty good looks. He throws high 80s. Got a lot of looks last year, and they won the district last year. They returned a lot of guys. They got probably 3 or 4 pretty good college baseball players that are going to be coming out of that Legion squad, and Perm took 2 from them.
Yep.
Jack Stigman pitched one of the games, got the win, and Tristan Hammond got the save. Jack's 2-0 against Alex, I guess, in his career.
Yeah.
And he came back from Bemidji, and he's been pitching pretty well for him. So.
And yeah, VF, I'm not sure what they've been up to lately. I know they dropped a couple. They were off to a really hot start. Haven't played their best ball today. I think they dropped one, then won one here. But they're doing good still. Got a lot of left on their schedule, and still playing a lot of games.
Yeah, I remember when we talked to Kyle when he talked about how many games they played. He said they got enough arms, so he's going to play as many games as he can using all those arms, which is just perfect for the kids. Yeah, amateur ball. We got a good game in Mills. We got up 7-0. They came back real quick, and at one point we were ahead 8-7, and they had the bases loaded, and we ended up. I guess we ended up winning 15-7.
Yeah, the bats came around finally. I think we had 4 or 5 extra base hits, and the bats haven't been hot for us really, not at all this year. So it's good to see finally got to string some hits together. Even I think Bo Bruin, I don't know if we mentioned that last time. Bo Bruin had a home run against Bertha the other day.
Yep, so it
didn't win that one, but Bertha
doubled last year's total. But it was a good game. Mills hit the ball too. They're looking like they're gonna be a pretty good team. We saw Hendricks, we've seen him for years, but we didn't see Cooper and we didn't see Patron, so they still got a few arms that we haven't seen.
They keep improving over there. They get those players from the last couple of teams they've had in high school. They've gone pretty far in state this year, got second. But yeah, they're a fun team to play, and only keep building for the future. And then we just got done in Pelican. Friday we 7:30 start, got pushed back to 8:30. They did their best. They did put air line, all the drugs, and everything.
We showed up pretty late, and there must have been 15 guys in the field making it happen. They were doing a kind of a big ceremony, celebrating that they finally got lights on the field. It looks awesome. There was a lot of sponsors there, so
ton of sponsors.
We at least got to acknowledge the sponsors, and we got to play 3 innings of ball. It probably would have been a pretty good game, but we didn't have a chance to even play if we would have stayed till 1.
No, we got in 3 innings after it got pushed back an hour, and in the 3rd inning when it came down, the field flooded in literally minutes. So that was the end of it there.
So I know this show is about baseball, and right now we're actually at one of the biggest, I guess, regional or local tournaments in the area. And the cool thing about this tournament, there's a little more reason to it behind baseball. And every once in a while you get to take a bunch of teams from the area, and the common denominator is baseball, but then you can do something a little bit better than that. And that's what this is. It's the Sallie Baseball Tournament, the Save a Life initiative, and we're going to bring up Dan Peterson here, and he's helped found it. This is, how you doing, Dan?
Hey, Tyler.
Dan.
Taylor. Good.
So this is the 3rd year we've done it in Perm.
3rd year, yep.
And how did it all start?
Well, it got started 3 years ago. A friend of mine from the Minneapolis area who lost her son to suicide in 2007, and she wanted to know if we could start a tournament up here. And I told her we'd do some looking around and checking on it, and the rest is history. This is the 3rd year now that we've been doing this tournament. The emphasis is playing some good baseball, which is, there's some pretty good ball played out here with the kids here. But as big an emphasis is what we do with the tournament, and that's the suicide awareness, prevention, education activities. One of the things we're able to do through some generous sponsorship dollars is to offer $1,000 grants to the schools that are represented that participate in this tournament. And we go there and we bring in speakers to the schools, and they talk about suicide awareness and prevention. We also do that here at the tournament. We break on Saturday at noon for about 2 hours. We feed the kids and the parents, and we bring in speakers there as well and talk about suicide and where we're at with that and what can be done to to, as our goal is, to eliminate suicide. And so how can we work together as a team to do that?
It's a tough subject to talk about it, and it's hit almost every area, I suppose, that you go around. It hits you, and it's always a surprise. So it's a tough thing to do.
Yep.
How many tournaments do you guys have? I know you guys used to do a few of them. What kind of numbers do you look at in the summer now for tournaments?
Right now we've got 2 tournaments going. We've got 8 events going all together. And Sallie has actually become the Christopher Benz Foundation. You see the shirt now, new shirts as of last year. So it's the Christopher Benz Foundation. But we do 2 tournaments, one here, one in the metro area. They had their tournament last weekend, 18 tournament there. And we've historically done 12 team, but this year we did 14. James Mulcahy worked his magic on that. We were up to 16, but 2 ended up dropping out. So
interesting number. It's awesome to get. Anytime you get more than 8 teams, it's hard to do because the brackets are tough to do. It's tough to just get a schedule going with all the fields. But as far as the age group of the kids, it's not a Legion tournament. It's not a Babe Ruth tournament. Why did you guys end up at that age that you picked?
Well, we were looking at that 15, 16 age group, and that's what they picked down in the cities. This is their 8th year, the 8th annual that they did there. So trying to stay along with that. We'd like to see this grow, and then at some point we'll do a playoff across the state, bring the #1 team out of each of these tournaments. And
sure.
If we could, it'd be kind of nice to play that at Target Field, work with the Twins on that. So.
No, and I remember a few years ago, there's some steam going with this project. The Twins are pretty excited about it, and 14 teams showed up today.
Yeah.
Hopefully it keeps growing, and hopefully this is a good chance for us to show, I guess, another thing that baseball can bring together, I guess. So
I hear a lot about from the kids that are playing and the coaches here too about the facilities here. Awesome place to play ball. Great teams that come here. So here in Mills. So great.
Yeah, and we for those that don't know, we use this field. We use Matt's field, and we also go over to Mills at Russ Jacobson's field, which is. It's one of the cooler parks that there's something that's very enclosed. There's houses behind the fence and then big pine trees, I guess, around it. It's a pretty cool place to play.
Kind of old school,
Yeah. And of course, it wouldn't be a big tournament without some rain, so we ran into some rain. But so far, we're on schedule for a pretty good tournament, it sounds like.
We haven't missed a game. I tell you, the real story of the tournament this year, other than, like I said, the education on suicide, but other than that, the real story is the rain. And the groundskeepers. Boy, I tell you, those guys, both here in Mills, they got to be praised and awarded. They've done a great job. We get dumped, and an hour later we're playing.
Yeah, it's that's something that I think people forget about. We're not just renting gym space, hiring officials, and going. There's a lot to take care of in these tournaments, and people are doing a great job stepping up and helping out. So, well, thanks, Dan.
You bet. Thank you.
Yeah, you bet. Always good.
Thank you, Dan.
You bet.
Well, it's a pretty good tournament, and it's fun to see when you see different teams around the area, I guess, playing.
Yeah, and like Dan said, what a place to hold it at here at Kruger Field with all the renovations they've had, the available space at Matt's Field and over in Mills too. It's really a great place to have, and it's fun to see that it is growing more and more every year.
Yeah, just for those of you watching, I guess if you're wondering how the tournament's going, Perm did drop a few, but it looks like Fargo and Grand Rapids will be in that championship. So that's 2 pretty good teams. I know historically Perm's played them in the summer every once in a while. Really great hockey community, and they always swing the bats pretty well.
Yeah.
So that should be a pretty good finals game.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's thanks to everyone who helped put it together. So many volunteers. I mean, everything from taking tickets to doing concessions to the grounds crew workers who had to go a little overtime, I guess, to say the least.
An unbelievable amount of work that has to be done to keep these games in, especially when the rain comes down like this. And you just couldn't say enough to everyone who's helped out to keep these tournaments going on this weekend. But then we got a game tonight that we didn't really talk about. It's a rematch with DL. We dropped to them earlier this year, one of our 2 losses. Good ball team, and it's over tonight in DL at 7 o'clock, so it should be a fun one.
Yeah, hopefully the weather stays away. Last game we played them, we booted the ball around, but Taylor Foose played one of the best games I've seen. I don't know if you want to call him a catcher playing shortstop, but he played shortstop for him. He made every play he had to. When he was at the plate, we couldn't get the guy out. But yeah, they're going to have a good lineup again. I'm sure they're going to have a good chucker. Brock Johnson threw a really good game last time.
They got a good team. A lot of college players on that team too. Like Ty just mentioned, Foose is from Mayville. I know Foose did. They have a couple of guys on their
McLeod's.
team. Reed played at Valley City.
Sweegarden, I guess, is going to Mayville too. Is that right?
And we have those on our team too. Gabe, Beegs, all these guys who play college ball too. So it should be a fun game tonight over in DL.
Yeah, and Legion's got, I think, 5 games coming up. They got a big schedule, but they've put themselves in a spot. That Legion tournament's a little different. It's a little different monster. Each game is 9 innings. That's a monster in itself when you're talking about a small community like Perm, trying to put together a double elimination, as many games as you need to, you know. So they're putting themselves in a good spot where they're probably going to be a top seed or one of the higher seeds, and hopefully they can sneak away with a couple wins and save some arms and make a little run at it. It's been, I believe, since 2007 since Perm sent their Legion team to state, and that was a D1 Legion team.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah, that would be Isaac Stahl and Andy Krotsky, and that would be they were ranked first in state all year. Didn't make it to state, didn't get it out of the subsection. They lost to Park Rapids that year. And they came back, and they made a pretty good run. They made a decent run at the state tournament actually. They Andy Krotsky and Isaac Stahl had, I think, 2 4-hit games together, and they ended up, I think, giving Wilmer a run for their money, who had a couple big college players playing for him as well.
But keep your eye on that Legion team. VF's playing good ball. Mulkey's got the Legion guys playing good ball.
Yep.
It's getting close to, well, not close, but again, when they make that stretch, this team's looking like they can turn some heads down there.
Yeah. Well, thanks for stopping by. We're going to go watch a little baseball, I think.
And play.